First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Welcome to WUFT News, First at 5. I'm Macie Goldfarb.
And I'm Alexus Cleavenger. Thanks for joining us. A major development in the war in Ukraine as Moscow confirms their flagship warship sank after being hit by Ukrainian forces in the Black Sea. This as experts believe Russia is building up to launch a major offensive in eastern Ukraine. NBC's Molly Hunter has more.
This is a huge blow, and the sinking of the Moskva, not just a strategic loss for Russia, it's also hugely symbolic for both sides. And this comes as Russia threatens to ramp up airstrikes right here on the capital.
Overnight, a major blow. The flagship Russian warship in the Black Sea sank as it was being towed in stormy weather to port. Yesterday, conflicting reports over the demise of the Moskva. Ukrainian officials say it was hit by missiles. The Russian Ministry of Defense says a fire broke out on board and everyone was evacuated. UK defense officials say Moscow likely reviewing its posture in the Black Sea this morning. When we were in the strategic port city of Odessa just 2 weeks ago, the highest-ranking naval officer on shore offered a prophetic prediction about Russian warships. We will sink them, he said. It will be fish-feeding season, and our fish will grow fat. The Russian push towards the Donbass region coming from the east and the south. Ukrainian officials say 2,500 people were evacuated from eastern areas yesterday, but in Mariupol, just 289 people made it out Thursday. A new grim phase this morning. City officials say Russian troops there have started digging up graves.
95% of all the buildings, 95% destroyed.
Speaking to the BBC overnight, President Zelensky putting pressure on his European neighbors, saying, "I don't understand how you can make money out of blood." But here in Kyiv, the support for the sinking of the Moskva so widespread, people lining up to buy stamps with the ship's image. An important event happened yesterday, this man says. We will be able to remember these events and show these to our children and grandchildren.
Now, there were air raid sirens about an hour ago, but I just want to show you where we are. We are in the capital of Kyiv, some of the first fresh vegetables out at a market that I've seen since I've been here. This market, though, is packed, a real sense that people here are adjusting. Molly Hunter, NBC News, Kyiv.
Governor Ron DeSantis continues to spark controversy as he recently signed a new abortion law. A union in Florida does not seem content with the decision and announces it has filed a lawsuit. A lawsuit was filed just hours after Governor Ron DeSantis signed a 15-week abortion ban into law on Thursday. The American Civil Liberties Union stated it would file a lawsuit to prevent the bill from taking effect. The new rule allows for exceptions if the abortion is required to save the mother's life, avoid serious damage, or if the fetus has a fatal defect. It makes no exceptions for pregnancies that are the result of rape, incest, or human trafficking.
Another state battling with abortion laws is Kentucky. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear vetoed a bill that would prohibit most abortions after 15 weeks. But this week, the Republican-led General Assembly voted to override his veto. Despite protest, the House vote to override was 76-21, and the Senate vote was 31-6. The new law takes effect immediately, but several lawsuits have been filed to challenge it. Macie, it was a bit of a cloudy day today.
I know, Alexis. I hope it isn't supposed to rain tonight. WUFT's Zoey Robinson joins us now with the weather forecast. Any rain soon, Zoey?
Well, luckily, a lot of those clouds that we saw earlier are clearing out, making for a partly cloudy but mostly sunny day as we head into the evening. Temperatures sitting in the 80s across campus and feeling a little bit warm across all parts of our area, about the low 80s west of I-75 and a little cooler east of I-75. And it's actually along the Nature Coast, almost a 10-degree difference warmer compared to this time yesterday, beginning to cool down as we head towards sunset. As for the rest of the evening, calm conditions remaining, clouds building in overnight, temperatures dropping into the 60s, and I'll have more coming up after. Back to you.
Tax season is soon coming to an end. Here are some tips for you to maximize your return if you still haven't filed your taxes. Let us remind you that you must file your taxes by Monday, April 18th to avoid any issues with the IRS. Experts recommend that you claim all available deductions, some of the most popular ones including medical cost, prepaid interest, or mortgage and educational expenses. Make sure you report all income, whether that comes from contract work, interest on your savings account, or dividend payments. Last but not least, know you might get more money in your monthly paycheck if you claim a dependent on your W-4 form, but you'll get a smaller tax refund. Americans traveling to gather for the holiday weekend face challenges on the road and in the air due to soaring gas prices and inflation.
Adding to that, COVID cases rise due to new variants spreading throughout the country. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Headed into a busy holiday weekend, a few roadblocks posing challenges for travelers. Soaring gas prices bringing extra pain to that road trip.
Too high now, getting higher and higher.
While air travel is seeing its own price hikes.
Airports are busier than ever and planes are full, and there are less routes and less staff. So those airline prices are inherently going to go up.
Over the past week, TSA has screened almost 2.1 million passengers every day, up nearly 1 million since last year. While at the same time, some airlines are cutting back, JetBlue reducing its schedule by as much as 10%. As the travel industry struggles to recover from the pandemic, renewed reminders that it's still not over. The CDC extending the federal mask mandate for air travel and public transportation until at least May 3rd.
I think they're kind of useless.
I understand that to err on the side of caution.
It comes as COVID cases are on the rise nationwide, up an average of 23% over the past 2 weeks, fueled by 2 fast-spreading Omicron subvariants.
Things are moving. We're seeing an increase throughout the country.
The FDA authorizing a new COVID breath test that experts say could be used
in mass at large gatherings at airports. Really effective, it's cost effective, and it performs very well.
A new tool in the fight to get back to travel, back to family gatherings, back to normal. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Millions of couples struggle with infertility each year.
We tell you about some alternatives available for families looking to conceive. Don't go anywhere because we will discuss an affordable option you might not have heard about before.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome back. Coming up is a fragment from our investigative team of students at Noticias WUFT from their most recent special series, Pursuing Motherhood.
It is dedicated to the couples looking to expand their families who have not been able to conceive yet. It touches on the challenges and options available for those pursuing parenthood. A popular option is surrogacy, which has a success rate of about 75%. Once the surrogate is pregnant, the chances of having a healthy labor rise up to 95%. Please note that this method, though an agency in Florida, may cost you between $100,000 and $150,000, according to Made in USA Surrogacy. A concern that typically arises is that the surrogate might want to keep the baby. But this shouldn't worry you. We had the opportunity to talk to a surrogate who explains how she can detach herself from the baby.
I'm carrying this person, but to me, they are not mine. They are mine to carry, and that's it. And then I almost feel like all my babies that I still talk to, I still see them every day. I get pictures every holiday. I'm watching them grown up, but they're just nieces and nephews. They're just extended family members that I got to carry.
Surrogacy has proven to be an effective, although costly, method to make parenthood a reality as millions of American women struggle with infertility each year. But when traditional methods and conventional medicine don't work, some women turn to an alternative that may be unknown to some, but has proven to have a good chance of success.
That's right. WUFT's Arlett Villalona tells us about a more affordable therapy that's on the rise.
Oh gosh. It's the world. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Being a mom, there's just nothing like it. I mean, you're responsible for 2 beautiful little creatures, you know.
Jessica Hewitt never thought she would be able to say these words. But after dealing with infertility for 8 years, she was finally able to hold her son Hayden for the first time.
Oh, I broke down. It was the best feeling in the world, I think.
Hewitt struggled to become pregnant and lost all hope of having a baby after her miscarriage.
Nobody talks about how lonely that journey is.
It was only after receiving pelvic floor physical therapy that Hewitt was able to conceive. In fact, it only took 1 week after treatment for her pregnancy test to come back positive. But what is pelvic floor therapy?
It can feel like a very deep site-specific massage. So much of female infertility is treated with pharmaceuticals or with surgery. To actually have something where you're treating and getting success using just your hands is pretty remarkable.
According to Warren, more than 1,000 babies have been born to women diagnosed with infertility. As the mother of one of those babies, Hewitt says she is grateful to have received the treatment.
During the treatment, you may have an emotional release where you just start crying and everything just comes out, and at the end, like, you feel so much better. Like, everything is just different. So it's just one of those amazing journeys that I would recommend for anybody.
Other women who have walked the same path as Hewitt say they saw similar results after receiving treatment at Clear Passage.
It was about 20 days after therapy, so the same month we got pregnant.
The procedure has a 56% success rate, 22% higher success than surgeries like in vitro fertilization. Other alternatives to infertility, such as surrogacy, are options that may not be affordable for everyone.
The American Society for Reproductive Medicine says IVF averages about $12,400 per cycle, which needs to be repeated again if it is not successful. Our procedure is $6,500 at present.
This accessible treatment not only gave these women hope, but it also granted them the gift of motherhood.
They're the reason I wake up in the morning. They're the reason for everything I do.
Arlett, Villalona, WUFT News.
The rest of this special series is fully bilingual, and it will be available tonight at 10 p.m. on Noticias WUFT's Facebook page.
So luckily we should have no rain tonight.
But how's the weekend looking, Zoey?
Saturday is looking much better to head outside, as Sunday we could see scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling in, mainly in the afternoon. I'll have more of the full forecast after the break.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome back and happy Friday, North Central Florida. We've had fantastic weather, sunshine trying to shine through those clouds, though mostly cloudy in some parts more west towards Ben Hill, but overall great day. Temperatures sitting in the upper 70s across campus right now, beginning to lower as we head closer to sundown, but still some places warm. Cross City looking at about 86 degrees right now, 81 in High Springs and 81 in some parts of Gainesville. The Nature Coast almost about 10 degrees warmer in some spots compared to this time yesterday, so definitely a bit of a hot one out there. Temperatures though will continue to cool down as we head into the rest of the evening. Mostly cloudy skies as we head into the later part of the morning, and temperatures bottoming out in the mid-60s. In Alachua County, about 63 in Gainesville, 64 in Waldo and Keystone Heights. Down in Marion County, looking at about 65 in Ocala and Bellevue, and 66 in the Villages. We do, though, have a chance for widespread fog for North Central Florida, so be mindful if you are headed out early in the morning. Visibility could be pretty low at some points. After that fog lifts, temperatures rising quickly into the upper 80s during the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, so a gorgeous day to head outside, and that's the day I would want to head out if you had any fun plans for Easter Sunday or Passover this weekend. By Sunday, we could be looking at the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. The morning looking pretty good if you wanted to get in an early Easter egg hunt outside, because then as we head closer to about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that's when we'll see an increasing chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms. In between clouds, we'll see shots of rain. But overall looking good. Temperatures sitting in the mid 80s. Looking at future track, like I said, the morning should be pretty dry. I wouldn't expect any areas of north central Florida to see any rain if this holds up for right now. But as we progress closer towards the later part of the afternoon, we could see spotty showers, especially past dinner time. So it shouldn't be a washout on Easter Sunday, but it is something to be mindful of. If you had any outdoor dinner reservations or whatnot, just keep in mind, keep an eye on the radar. Here's the rest of the week forecast. Temperatures sitting in the upper 80s in the afternoons. Shot of rain possibly on Sunday for some areas, and as well on Monday, but then on the backside, clearing out, gorgeous weather ahead. Now for a look at sports.
Thanks, Zoe. I'm Kaitlyn, Wadulack, and coming up in sports, find out more about the orange and blue game and quarterback Anthony Richardson.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Kaitlyn Wadulack. The news is coming out that Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson was pulled over last week for driving more than 100 miles an hour. The sheriff's office citation says it was around 4 a.m. on April 4th on State Road 26 west of town. That ticket brings a mandatory court appearance scheduled for May 25th. On the field, the sophomore played yesterday in the orange and blue game, passing for 207 yards with a pair of touchdowns and leading the Blue to a 34-0 victory. Florida football head coach Billy Napier said that they have a very specific plan for the team to improve for the upcoming fall season.
You know, going forward here, it's about improvement, right? And I think tonight was a great opportunity to learn. We can learn from the things that we did well, the things that we can do better, and we've got to focus on improvement from this point forward. So,
the Gators' first game this fall will be on September 3rd against Utah. The second-ranked Gator gymnastics squad has advanced to the NCAA finals after winning the semifinal Thursday. Florida's Trinity Thomas scored a perfect 10 on floor, edging out Olympic gold medalist Suni Lee for the NCAA all-around title. The senior also took home event titles in the uneven bars and on floor. The Gators will go up against Auburn, Utah, and Oklahoma in the final. The meet will be aired on ABC Saturday beginning at 1 p.m. The number 23 Gator baseball team heads to Nashville for a weekend series against Vanderbilt. Florida won its last series against the then second-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks 2-1 last weekend. During their midweek matchup Tuesday, the Gators lost to rival Florida State 5-0. Hunter Barco is set to take the mound for the Gators in tonight's game. In his last pitching appearance against the Razorbacks on April 7th, Barco allowed 4 hits and 3 runs. First pitch tonight is at 7 on ESPN2. Sticking to the diamond, number 9 Gators softball is playing in a doubleheader today against Ole Miss. After beating Ole Miss last night 7-4, the Gators secured another win this afternoon after knocking the Rebels off 7-3. The Gators look for the sweep this evening. Game 3 of the series is currently underway.
I'm so glad it's Friday. Do you have any fun weekend plans?
I'm hoping to make it over to the beach, but that's going to depend on how much work I get done first.
I think I'm going to try and hit the pool on Saturday, especially. Sunday might be a little bit of a washout, and I would start any early morning festivities early because as we head into the afternoon, scattered showers and storms are expected in between passing clouds, but definitely make sure to keep an eye on the radar if you are headed out, especially around dinner time. Could see a few pop-up showers for those reservations. Here's a look at the rest of the week. Once again, rain on Sunday possible, and then clear skies on the backside by Tuesday. Back to you.
Thanks, Zoe. BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.